Yeah.
the Talking Leeds podcast with Arron Marshall and George Brooke.
Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Talking Leeds Season 2, Episode number 10 of this podcast with myself, Mr. Arron Marshall, and my bearded friend, Mr. George Brooke. Good evening, George. How's the New Testament these days?
Yes, not too bad. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. Yes, it's absolutely fine. Aaron, how are you? I see you've had your hair cut.
I have, yes. I can see Phil.
Oh, Phil, how's Phil doing? Of course.
He's good. Do you know, Phil's become a bit of a triathlete now. I think he's doing all these different mad things now, where he's cycling, running, all this sort of stuff. So he's well. I'll send him my best wishes next time I see him.
Yes, please do, Aaron. Say, I will be along at some stage for another, for a trip up, when I can, get down there. Good evening.
You do need to trim that beard when you're reading the Old Testament as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes,
Moses would have a field day with that.
Absolutely, of course. But no, it was a great time going down to see Phil that day. Nice. Exactly, of course, Jimbo. Good evening to both Carl and Jimbo, and of course, yes, set the clock today. So absolutely fine. The sun went down, and I saw the time. I thought, oh, it's time to get on.
Jimbo says, presuming the later kickoff is Sir George could help his personal matters first. Well, he's enjoying reading the Bible, Jimbo. So,
yes, it was Arron who actually asked for a later kickoff today, wasn't it?
Yeah, trying to juggle two kids and all that. But
absolutely, Aaron's on with a couple of little ones, aren't you? Very small.
Yeah.
All
right, introductions aside, let's get straight into it then, George. Leeds this week. What's been going on this week, George, with Leeds United? Obviously, the 2-2 draw against Bournemouth at the weekend. Should we start with that one? 2-2 draw. Jerry was kind of okay with it. What were your thoughts on that one?
Well, it's a difficult one, isn't it? I'll leave you to work that one out for yourself, Jimbo. But yes, for me, you can't be too disappointed and disheartened, given the initial reaction is one of frustration, and I was frustrated as the rest of them are when that goal went in, and our good friend Alfie, Mr. Kemp, he was on the end of one of my lashes, wasn't he? But because he foretold it, you know what I mean? I was like, why don't you be quiet? And he would, he has no bearing on whether it's going to happen or not. But just to fill everybody in, he did say, "Oh, I'm all right with 2-2." Minutes later, they went and scored, and it was 2-2. I said, why did you not be quiet? Don't speak that one into existence. But when you look at it, Aaron, at the end of the 90 minutes, I am a bit frustrated, actually, you know what? I am, because ultimately you would have taken a point at the start, particularly when we went one down. But to give it away like that is unforgivable for me. And twice in the matter of 2 weeks or whatever it is, when you look at it, we could have drawn at Fulham. We could have won at Bournemouth. We'd be, what would that be, 3 points better off? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of come to that stage, hasn't it, already? It's so early on in the season, we think, oh, it's, 4 points dropped or whatever already. But do you know what? The 2-2 draw, and I said this with Jerry, like Alfie, I was absolutely happy with it. I know to lose it at the late stage again, it seems to be the story of our season so far, doesn't it, of this? But Bournemouth, when you look on paper and you look at how they've started this season, have had a phenomenal start. I think it's a valuable point. So definitely a point gained, because when I look back into the previous years we're in the Premier League, we'd have actually lost that. We could have lost that
I think it's
quite easily. Quite easily, if I'm being honest. We absolutely,
Darren, it's the here and now. We shouldn't have drawn that game. We should have seen it.
I completely agree. We should have seen it out and got the 3 points. However, we didn't. We can't change that now. But look at the positives. There's loads of positives to take from that game, and we've got to look at the positivity here, especially when we're trying to stay in the Premier League. You know, we came back and we took the lead 2-1 up. At Bournemouth, I believe, are a very, very good side. I don't think they'll finish in the top 6. I think they'll be in that top 8 bracket because they're well coached. They've got some very, very good players. And to really compete and go toe to toe, which we did for an established Premier League team who were in form, by the way, I think we did all right. And I know I completely understand and empathise. You know, we shouldn't have lost the game. We shouldn't have lost the game. You're right.
We didn't lose the game, mate.
No, but we shouldn't have drawn the game. Sorry, apologies. I shouldn't have drawn the game. It feels like a defeat, doesn't it, really, when you concede that late on? But there's so many positives to take from it. And of course, 2-2, last kick of the game. But hey, it is what we're doing. And exactly, Colin, we're doing better than many expected. We're doing better. And as like Carl said there, we would have taken a point right before the first ball was kicked.
We would have taken a point before the first ball. We know at 3 o'clock on Saturday, you would have taken a point, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
at the end, the way it comes around, 93rd minute. What on earth is that defending from that corner as well? Why are you letting him get high up past you? I don't know who it is. Is it Pascal?
It's lack of concentration, George. That's all it is. They've but mentally, physically and mentally, when you're up against it like that, and they're hammering you constantly, you've got to really step up, and they just switched off. It was like Goodmanson against Fulham. He switched off. It happens.
Yeah, but it happens too many times. Happened twice too many times already. That's if Jimbo said if we're not. I mean, if it's that kind of realm of if what is it? If the auntie had bollocks, should be my uncle kind of thing. It doesn't. You can't really do much about it now. But he says if we'd not conceded them injury time goals, we would have been 7th. Of course, we would have been. But like we said, if we win every game of football there is, we'd be top of the league, winning every trophy there is. You can say, how long's a piece of string? You know what I mean? It's just frustrating that you've got 5 minutes added on time you've got 2 minutes to play. Just see it out, defend that corner with your life. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. You've got 3 minutes. You die for 3 points. You know what I mean? And they're just switching off, thinking I've got fucking curry for tea or whatever. And then, damn, it goes in the back of the goal. And you think, Christ alive, come on.
I can feel the inner Neil Warnock coming out of you, George, here. Oh. I can feel you got to die for 3 points, which you do, but... you got to remember where we're at here in the Premier League. We're not expected to go and win every game.
No, but you're in the last knockings at injury time of the match. See the thing out and win the game, because every point is valuable in this league. You've got to fight for it.
That's a valuable point. You just answered it yourself. It's a valid point. But
no, it's not. It's not a valid point. This is not a valuable point. It's 2 points lost because we were 2 minutes away from winning the damn thing. And Dale says, if we keep morning to Dale, if you keep players fit, with effect, maybe we are. The squad's not got the depth in it exactly. If when exactly shit happens, of course it does, Colin. And we can't go back on it now. But they'll be overplaying it over and over again. Feeble effort from Ampadu to stop the lad from getting the ball in. You put yourself in everything. You've got 2 minutes to play. You've got 2 more points. 2 more points would have put us in 8th position or something like this. At Fulham, an extra point, 11 points would have put us mid. Like Jimbo said, 7th, and that's fabulous. But and that's that lack of concentration for the killers. Yeah. And if we don't stop that now, we zoom down the league, and that's it. You know what I mean? So concentration is real key.
Speaking of the league, George, and you look at the teams we've faced so far, 6 games in, 8 points. I think at the start of the season, let's be realistic here. If we look back on shows gone by and we said, look, 6 games in, you'll have 8 points on the board, you're going to be mid-table, we'd have absolutely snapped our hands off on this. Bearing in mind, we've played really difficult games. Arsenal away, absolutely hammered. Bournemouth at home, tricky one. Newcastle, who are going to kick into gear now, I feel, after this next international break. We've got a point from them. We've got a first away win of the season as well already against Wolves. We haven't done too bad, George. We can't be too negative about, what's gone on and where we're at. Ultimately, we're a newly promoted side, 8 points from 6. That ratio is fine in terms of safety in the Premier League, in terms of your points per game. We can't really complain. It could be worse.
It could be a lot worse, but it could be a lot better if you're having concentration.
It swings and roundabouts, isn't it? We're always got people comparing us to Sunderland. Look at how Sunderland have well sided. Every team who've been promoted on 11 points after whatever. All that nonsense. It swings and roundabouts here. If you're consistent, which we seem to be, picking up points here and there, that's all that matters.
It does in the end, but the frustration is, Aaron, how many more times are we going to be conceding late goals?
And here's the valid point as well. And then we need to, and this is where Fart gets a lot of credit here. It's like what Colin says. It was doom and gloom at the end of the transfer window. It was doom and gloom. Think, fuck, we've screwed this over. Sack the board. It was all that, wasn't it?
Well, I think they should. And Mr. Whitesnake, our friend Mr. Whitesnake, Mr. Whitesnake's in New Zealand, if I remember correctly.
I'm sure he'll tell us.
He needs 100% effort and concentration. We are with the big boys now, exactly. And I agree with this. 100% concentration. Don't be thinking what you've had for what you're cooking for your tea. Or, where are we going out? We've won the game. Oh, we got an extra bonus. Where are we spending it tonight? But you know what I mean? Concentrate for the last bit and you win the game. And then it's so much better, isn't it? Carl, we are going to need 40 points the season to stay up now, whipping boys like last year. Yeah, there won't be. It's more competitive, clearly. Sunderland are doing a little bit more than perhaps some people expected.
But if you look at the start Sunderland have had, and I know they're sitting 5th at the moment in the league, they play Manchester United, which I hope they absolutely destroy them. Then they play Wolves. This is after the international break. They've got Chelsea, Everton away. And then here it comes here. So listen to this. Arsenal, Fulham, tough place to go. Bournemouth, tough team. Liverpool, Man City, Newcastle, Brighton. And then they play us after Christmas. So they've got a really tough run of games coming up with Sunderland. If you look at the start they've had, they've had a brilliant start. They've beaten Forest, drew with Villa, drew with Palace, who were one of the informed teams in Europe. Sunderland, the big Brentford, they've had some great results. Obviously, they lost to Burnley. They beat West Ham as well. So it will even itself out with the league.
Of course,
eventually. It will do.
As the season goes on.
Do you think that, I don't know why I'm comparing us to Sunderland, but we will easily finish above Sunderland this season. I really do think.
Well, I don't know if we'll easily do it, but I think we probably will do it. I think ultimately they have been consistently bad in some places, but ultimately consistently okay in others. And like you said, we do seem okay at picking up points here and there. And
against well-established teams. We haven't come up against Sunderland and Burnley yet. We've already played one of the big boys in Arsenal and technically Newcastle, because they will be in the top 6 this year.
You'd have thought so. That's why I say,
Mr. White,
they probably will be. And Mr. Whitesnake, again, this is also a learning process, as Arsenal game showed. We need to address this lapse in concentration. And yeah, of course, he's in Rotorua in New Zealand. Very, very nice. What time is it there, Mr. Whitesnake? The way this side is improving is impressive. I think it's impressive, to be fair, as well. But I agree with him completely in the fact that we just need to cut out the silly lack of concentration, because then it's costing us points already, and those points could go a long way already to just seeing us over the line comfortably.
But you could also counter that, couldn't you, George? Because if you look at what we've done over the last, you look at the Wolves goal with Okafor as an example, doing silly things in your own half and then bang, they go and score. It's, you got to look at it both ways. You got to do it. It's not just with your defence, it's across the pitch where you got to keep your concentration.
Of course it is. All the way through the team. We need to be, we need to be concentration all the way through for 90 minutes. It's just concentrate. And and again, I'm going to eat my words here in a minute, but Mr. Whiteside says it's 8:48 in the morning. So they're a full 12 hours ahead.
It's so bizarre that we're sat here in Yorkshire and Mr. Whitesnake is listening to us live from New Zealand. It's
I know, and 12 hours ahead in the morning. Almost in the morning. So that's great, isn't it? But, I'm going to eat my words in a little bit here. Not really, but, I'm saying about Sean Longstaff, who was, who did say about, the team maybe just needing that little bit more concentration.
Can you just see the smirk?
That little bit more Premier League kind of,
Say it again. I'm enjoying these words. Say it again. Sean Longstaff. I'm just smiling because I told you what a great signing that was, and you absolutely destroyed me. Hang on, let me finish. Sean Longstaff is, for me, right now, the signing of the summer. There was Stack. But Sean Longstaff, he goes completely under the radar. He does a job, and he does a job well.
No, he definitely does. And, on Saturday...
And you didn't want him.
Well, no, because I'm just thinking... Well, because he potentially is. But you know what I mean? He's doing well at the standard sort of things you would expect him to be good at, and he's doing it well. And it was a lovely goal on Saturday, and obviously got the assist for Rodon as well, and obviously got that Premier League experience that you say he was saying. There's some of the guys need it. Just it doesn't matter. The guys need to be a bit more, believing in themselves that they can do this, because he says it doesn't matter if it's a Premier League player. He's just a man running at you with a football, basically.
Yeah, you're right. But ultimately, what would you say then, George? 6 points in 6 games in, sorry. We're doing all right. Would you say we're doing all right?
We're doing okay, Aaron. I think we're doing okay. We're doing all right. I think we're on course at the moment for survival, which is all we need. And I think, what I'm still very... And what I didn't think I would be, and again, we've got another home game on Saturday, haven't we? But, again, I'm feeling every single time we're at Elland Road, I'm kind of feeling okay still. And that's a higher level above where we were playing last season. And at home, I think we're very secure defensively. And, I think that's obviously a basis.
And that is what you need to survive.
The basis to build on.
That's what you need.
That's exactly what you need.
And ultimately, away from home, pick up a few draws. And you got to remember, we beat Wolves comfortably in the end, didn't we? When we beat them 3-1. So we've got to, we've got to look at the positives. It's not doom and gloom. Given the end of the transfer window, when we thought it was going to be doom and gloom, we need to give Daniel Farke. I know we've conceded 2 late goals against Fulham and Bournemouth, but he's got Dominic Calvert-Lewin firing as Mr. Farke, and he's getting better game by game, isn't he, Dominic Calvert-Lewin?
I think he's looking more dangerous, and Farke is doing okay, Colin. And he's looking more and more dangerous as the game goes on. I believe he probably should have scored against Bournemouth, but the point is, with the fitness record as it is, with his body as it probably is at the moment, is he's getting used to games, and he's getting more and more. He's just getting his eye in, and I believe if he can get that quicker, you might get a goal on Saturday. But after the week break, come back against Burnley, isn't it? And you can say, right, okay, we're getting a foot in again. Another couple of weeks under his belt training, and he is looking dangerous. At least he's getting in those areas. He just needs to put the ball in the net now. But you can't really do much when the goalkeeper is in pretty inspired form. On Saturday, I thought the goalie was Petrovic for Bournemouth he had a good game. I mean, that save he made from Calvert-Lewin was in the first half was exceptional, to be fair.
And we haven't even mentioned, is like what Mr. Whitesnake says there. He says we have no goals from set pieces, no goals from open play, no wins from away from home. What is there to complain about? Wait, there's many things to complain about. But it's a valid point what he's saying there, isn't it? Really,
of course it is.
We're getting everything right at the moment.
We kind of get in there. Really, it's a steady progress, and this is what you need in a Premier League season. The Premier League is difficult, and hats off to Sunderland, who are doing absolutely fabulous. But we are doing steady. We're doing enough at the moment, and that's enough. And more so, Aaron, the boys are looking kind of solid in defence, in up the pitch. I'd like a bit more, as we all would, a bit more potency in the attack, but it will come as Calvert-Lewin and Nemecha also get the levels in and get the levels up.
And then come January, they can reassess where they need to go.
We will definitely be buying players in January. I'm pretty sure of that. I think they have to be quite honest. I mean, look already, DJ's out, Willie's not fit.
I was just going to say, because obviously Daniel Farks had his press conference today.
Yeah.
Dan James is out. It was fake news from Adam Pope, by the way, saying he's ruptured his ligaments. I don't know where he's got that from, but he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks, I think, isn't it, for Dan James?
Next time I see him in B&Q, I'll have a word with him, Aaron. You know what I mean?
And you have a word with Pope. He needs to check his sources, because clearly he got his HP and Daddy's mixed up.
Absolutely, he got it all wrong, didn't he?
He got it all wrong. Yeah,
but, he's out either way, and
Willie's out as well, isn't he? As well,
and also Willie will, by the sound of it, only just missed this game. Then he'll be back for the Burnley game. But still, that decision to let Ramazani go seems just a little bit daft, really. And then
apparently, as well, I was looking on this earlier today. I was doing a bit of research. Can't recall him back either. He's got no recall clause. He's there for the year.
He's there for the whole season. So we're going to have to, in my opinion, if this continues with in and out, Dan James, that's 6 weeks. That's pushing on to Christmas time, really, isn't it? And in a way, and then Willie Nonto, his injury record's not that good either, is it? When you look down his injury history. So for me, we need to be going out and getting at least another one, at the very least, winger, and then you go for another attacker. And to be quite honest with you, Aaron, I mean, I know they did this last season, and the level is different in terms of the centre midfield position in Gulavogi, but I'd be tempted to now go in and look at the free agents that might be around.
If we were going to sign a free agent, we'd have done this by now. Surely we would.
No, I don't think so. Look, you can sign free agents at any time.
I know, but there's some. I know we signed Gulavogi, but it wasn't. He was a squad player, but he didn't really do much, did he? Let's be honest.
Gulavogi was shit, but no. Jimbo says, I mean, pull his Willie out. I mean, he just can't help it, can he? But he just pulls his Willie out all the time.
Yeah, he does. Well, he does. What else is there? It's question mark over Harry Gray as well. That'd been interesting to see if Archie plays and Harry plays.
Harry Gray is injured.
He's injured. No, I'm saying it would have been good. It would have been good.
He was never going to play, was he? He's not really. It's kind of this situation with Harry Gray where he's not really in the first team squad, but he's kind of there to fill in if anybody's injured. So you know what I mean? It's kind of, is he really in the first team squad? I don't think he is really. Although he is training with the first team on now, which I imagine would be an increase in his pay grade. So fair enough. Hope he enjoys those new trainers or whatever it buys
him. Perry as well is back in training. George, what would you do with this one? Cal Darlow, Lucas Perry. Who's your number one?
Well, he will miss this game as well. Aaron, Perry won't be there for the game.
No, he's in training. He's not going to start.
Yeah, so it'll be Darlow again on Saturday, For me, if we get some kind of positive result on Saturday, even when Perry's fit, when you're going into the Burnley game, in 2 weeks, you play Darlow, and basically, I think you play Darlow until we lose, and then when we lose, you put Perry back in.
Do you think Carl Darlow deserves a shot at the number one now? Do you think he's warranted that number one jersey?
I think he's done extremely well, Aaron. Yeah, and I think, you know what, we haven't really seen enough of Perry to say so, and I think that potentially he does, yes, but we haven't seen enough of Perry to say, is Perry better than Darlow? Perry is no doubt better than Darlow, but Darlow seems to be good in sort of clusters.
But what I'm trying to say is, with he's obviously come in, he's stepped up again. Obviously did that at the back end of last season. He's stepped up again, George, and like what Mr. Whitesnake says, he says, if you take Falk's words, it's Darlow's position to lose. But would you be quite happy to see him continuing in that number one with the number one jersey? Or do you think once Perry's fit, you bring him back in? What would you do with him? What would you do with Perry? Keep him on the bench? Put him back in?
Like I said, I think Darlow's done nothing. Darlow's done nothing wrong, and
yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, do you still stick with him, or do you say, right, on Perry's fit, he's my number one, I'll bring him back in?
Yeah, you bring Perry back in, but yeah, of course you do, because he's
Darlow's done nothing wrong, as you've said. But
Carlo's done nothing wrong. Yeah, he's done very, very well, to be fair, but he knows that he's the number two. He's not the number one. Who's number one? It's Perry. It's Perry.
It is, but he's done nothing wrong, and it's his to lose. And I don't think he deserves to be dropped from the number one. I think what he's done, he's made some fantastic saves, by the way.
He has, yeah. He's done fabulous.
Fabulous saves.
He has done very well. He has done very, very well, and a fair play to him, because he knows. But also, we say this, he'll sit on the bench here and there, but he's number one now for Wales as well, which is absolutely brilliant for him. And I'm delighted for him, really, because he came in a couple of years ago, obviously when Meslier was number one, and you're thinking you won't get a look in, and he didn't really, did he, for that first season in the Championship with him? Didn't get a look in. He started to play towards the end of last season. He's a safe pair of hands, but he's not good enough to be consistently number one. No.
Well, see how he goes against, I think, some kind of a top, a stronger opponent in Spurs. Let's be honest. I think he's going to have his work cut out.
I don't think Spurs are a stronger opponent.
Did you watch them? Was it last night they played? Tuesday,
wasn't it?
Tuesday,
yeah.
They were shocking. They really were.
I don't think that's strong, Tottenham, to be quite honest.
No, it's the Frank factor, though, isn't it, with him? Because it's Thomas Frank. He always likes to do a number over Leeds United.
He does, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he will do, Aaron. And obviously, Mr. Fark has a good record against Mr. Frank as well. So I think, I think over the last 5. I think he's unbeaten in the last 5 games against Thomas Frank, and I think he's won 3 of those. So he's got good form, obviously, when he was the Norwich manager. Obviously, hasn't come up against him for us. But when he was at Norwich, I think he was consistently coming up against him, and he's done quite well. I was doing a bit of writing this afternoon, so got my stats and stuff in, and I was listening to Park live as well. I caught it live, which was a treat as well. Good. So, no, Archie, I don't think he will. I think Archie Gray will probably be on the bench.
Yeah, he's a bench player in it at the moment.
He's a bit more of but he's only 19, so.
But Mr.
Whitesnake, yes, attending plumbing. Mr. Whitesnake, I have a question for Mr. Whitesnake, but I have to wait a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, just wait. We'll do a question and answer at the end. I think I've got a pop up for that. Anyway, Spurs has got 11 and conceded 4, so draw will be okay, says Jimbo. Spurs, Jed Spence is the one I want to mention for them. I've watched him this season. He looks very, very good for Spurs down that right-hand side, doesn't he, at the moment? He's knocking on the door for an England call-up. But Jed Spence have been quite impressed with him for Spurs this year.
Well, he's done incredibly well. Like you said, got into England, which is a bit of a left now.
And he was shit for us.
Yeah, but that was it. I think because clearly it just didn't work. And he was never going to sign for Leeds, was he? He was always going to be a loan player. And for me, it was a real shame that it didn't work. I think he only played, I don't even know how many he played. He probably played more than we remember because it doesn't feel like he was.
When was he with us? Was it first year in the Championship?
Yeah, start. He signed.
So it was under Farke.
Under Farke, yeah. He signed in the summer of that year. In 23-24, was it?
Yeah.
And and then he went back in January. So he didn't. He only played half the season with Leeds because he got Farke sent him back. He didn't want him there. But
didn't like him,
which was ridiculous, really, in the end. But when you look at the trajectory that he's done, but he's obviously knuckled down. He knows he's got that place. He will play on Saturday at right back. I'm pretty sure of that, and he'll be looking forward to it. Of course, he will, because I'm sure he'll have very much bad opinions of Daniel Farke. He never got a chance, Carl. I believe he just didn't. He just didn't get a chance.
No. Richarlison as well. Brennan Johnson. Their front three is a bit tricky.
The front three could be, Xavi Simons, Mohamed Kudus, and Richarlison. I mean, the fact that we got odd links with Richie in the summer, and people were turning their nose up at him, and I thought, what the heck? What do you expect we're going to get here? Because Richarlison would have been a fabulous signing.
One player who is injured for Spurs is Dominic Solanke, and if I recall back, I said to you and Alfie years ago, Dominic Solanke was in my fantasy Premier League team, and he got his big move to Spurs. So yeah, I just want to
Dominic Solanke.
You oscillated me.
Yeah, he's injured. Dom Solanke got a goal at Elland Road a few years ago with Bournemouth, didn't he, in that humdinger match, 4-3.
Yeah, he did.
But he got one there. Big fan of, is it anime or something like this? I don't know. But he won't be playing on Saturday. There's a few that are injured. Obviously, James Maddison's out. Kulusevski is out as well. Kulusevski.
Yeah.
And there's a few, but they've got a big squad there that can put to the sword on the day, but they're very much an up and down side. They can go to the Etihad and win, which they have done this season, and then they can go and lose to, I don't know, Burnley or whatever. They did beat Burnley as well, but they've got the potential to.
I think that the benefit of playing somebody like a team like Spurs, obviously they played in Champions League midweek. They're up against Leeds at 12:30. It's a tough one for them. I know a lot of Spurs fans are not happy that they're having the 12:30 kickoff. They're getting the excuses in already on the Saturday. I think it's very unfair, but I don't care. And obviously they were made to work for their 2-2 draw midweek, and you just hope, surely there might be a bit of tiredness in their legs. But
again, I don't know. Again, I mean, I don't believe this is a thing. And again, Mr. Farke was posed this question to one of the reporters today in his press conference, and he said he made a funny quip, as he does. I mean, don't get me wrong, Arron. I mean, I know I bang on about Farke and replacing Farke, but I do like Farke as a bloke. I think he's stand out, and he makes he's a good bloke. And he makes some funny quips and things, and he did again where he was asked about this, and he said something about yes, they don't go on bikes anymore. They're not going by bike. They're not tired. Basically, he was saying. They're on a plane and they're sitting back with, I think he said they're sitting back with an orange juice or something like this. So he's saying basically they're getting treated like kings on this private jet, which will take 2 or 3 or 4 hours. I don't know how long it is from Norway back. I don't know. But the point is, he was saying they're not doing the work themselves. They're just sitting back and somebody's taking them there. So tiredness, this whole thing of tiredness is I was about to swear then, but no, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. The grown men, the football players, and they get pampered to fuck. Sorry, over the period of time, and they cannot play play 90 minutes and wake up early to go and play a game of football that they're
Mm.
paid umpteen ludicrous, disgusting amounts for. What's the
Yeah.
problem?
And ultimately, with any of these teams who are playing in Europe now, they've got the luxury. They'll have private jets flying them there and back in the day. It's as simple as that.
That's what I
Jimbo
mean.
says Spurs need to learn Sky TV is effing shit. It's not Sky this time. It's TNT Sports.
Yeah, it's TNT Sports who do the early ones.
TNT Sports. So, yeah. Right. I'll tell you what, let's do a feature, George. Let's do a little bit of this because we haven't done this for a while. Should we do a quiz? Would you like to do a quiz? Are you ready to do a quiz?
Absolutely, yes. Why not?
I'm trying to find the video and I can't find it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. It's crazy.
Oh,
Oh, here we go. Alrighty then, trivia quiz time. George, cover your comments section up. And you've got a quiz all about Leeds versus Tottenham Hotspur. Let's check
excellent.
if the dingers are ready. Wrong and right. Excellent. Right. Are you ready, Mr. Brook?
Absolutely, Mr. Martin.
Excellent stuff. Get involved in the comments for a little bit of a fun quiz. Leeds against Tottenham, courtesy of ChatGPT, because I was late doing this. So question number one, George. When Leeds played Spurs in the Premier League in May 2023, what was the final score?
4-1 to Tottenham.
It was.
We got relegated.
We did. We did, and that was a bad thing. That was that. Being in that ground and witnessing that was just awful. It really was. The atmosphere was just shocking. It really was, and don't want to go through that again. Right, question two: which Tottenham striker scored twice in that game?
Harry Kane.
It was Harry Kane. Well done to you. Question three: Leeds' defeat to Spurs on the final day confirmed what?
Relegation.
Yeah, you're right. This is easy for you. Four is Tottenham and Leeds have had a long rivalry history. But which of these players, can you name me two players who've played for both?
Archie Gray and Jed Spence.
Two correct answers. Can you give me two more?
Aaron Lennon.
Who?
Aaron Lennon.
And?
Robbie Keane.
Go on. Go for one more.
Oh, gosh.
Go for one more.
One more. Let me see now.
Go on. You can get this. Go on. Think of a goalkeeper.
Of course. Paul Robinson.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's quite good. Right, and then your final question. You've done really well this week, George. Who was the manager of Leeds in their final Premier League game against Spurs in 23?
Sam Allardyce.
It was Sam Allardyce. Wow.
What do I get, Aaron? I got, and I gave you three more answers that you didn't ask.
You got 10 out of 10 there. Well done. That's quite impressive for you. You're not been quite shocking at these quizzes, but you aced it. You aced it. Well done, sir.
What I would ask, Aaron, could you, or anybody in the comments, I know we don't want to focus too much on that, but that quiz was basically about the time we got relegated. Who was in that team? Who played that game? Who started that match?
Oh, God. Who was the keeper? I want Melia, were it? We dropped him, didn't he, Allardyce? He dropped him. Oh, God, who was it?
Rob Les.
Oh, God, it was shocking, wasn't it? Right, Rob Les was there. Right, let's go back. Ayling, Cooper. Do you know this, by the way? Or am I just making this up?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we did. We missed Rodon, Joe Rodon. You can have a bonus point, Cal.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
Forgot it.
I can't believe we missed Joe.
No. Who else was playing? Firpo
Firpo would have played.
He will have played there. Midfield, you'd have probably Christensen, was he there? All those who have left. Jack Harrison, he came back now, hasn't he? Aronson.
Jack Harrison was the man who scored our goal.
Yeah, he was. Nonto, he'll have been around there.
Nonto came on, yes.
Ruter.
Ruter came on as well, yeah.
God, I can't think of anybody now.
So here's the full team from start to finish. Aaron.
Go on then.
Robles in goal. Ayling.
Decent.
Ayling, your man Cooper.
Yeah, very good player.
Cooper and Wilbur at the back.
Cooper, if you remember, Cooper was the one who literally, when they went into the dressing room, he said, if you don't want to be here next season, go away, pretty much, didn't he?
Yeah.
There's the door.
Well,
yeah. Go on, who else then? So go on then. Yeah, off you go.
So defence was Ayling, Christensen, Cooper and Max Fober.
God.
And Robin Koch. Robin Koch as well. So it was about 5.
Right.
It was flipping heck. He was packing the defence. Obviously, it was fucking Allardyce, wasn't it? Ayling, Cooper, Christensen, Fober, Koch and Strauch as well.
Jesus. Behind the ball.
And then
that is playing behind the ball.
It even gets worse, Aaron. It gets worse. Adam Forshaw, Jack Harrison.
Yeah.
Rodrigo.
Oh, yes, Rodrigo, yeah.
And who was the last?
That's surely it. That is surely it. Patrick Bamford.
But that's 10 players. No.
Patrick Bamford, was he not playing?
No, Lewis Bate was, I think, already gone at that stage.
No, he didn't.
It was Weston McKennie was the final.
Oh, God. Oh, let's not get started on Weston
Bamford was in the team.
Probably one who was probably injured.
Wasn't even on the Bamford wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah, no. Weston McKennie, my God.
Melier,
go on then.
The bench, Melier Mullen, Junior Firpo, Aronson, Rocker, Nonto, Somerville, Sam Greenwood, and Jorginho Ruter.
Wow. And
that team wasn't even that bad, really.
It was. You had Adam Forshaw in the middle of the park. You had one good game.
Why play Adam Forshaw true? I mean, what the heck is he doing there? But other than that, I mean,
that was the issue. He had one good game, and that was it. We thought, bloody hell, he's the best thing since sliced bread. I think when you go through that team, it was awful.
It was
It was awful, George. You had Robin Koch, who didn't have a clue what he was doing. He was the biggest
Champions League defender.
And this is the funny thing: he was a Champions League defender now in the German national team. Who's now?
That's what I mean. He's a full-on German national, and he was not that. He was in and out of the team when we had him, but he's a full-on. He's captain in the Frankfurt team. Clearly, there was something wrong with him. They just didn't.
It didn't click. It didn't click for him. So, you had him. You had Diego Llorente, who was a complete joke as well. I don't think he was in that team there. Christensen was the biggest waste of space we've ever seen at right back. We all thought it was great because he looked mean, but he was absolutely shit.
Well, they're all lining up together now, aren't they, Aaron? You know, Christensen's playing with Koch, and then in Frankfurt, and then in Betis, they're all, Rocker, Llorente, and now Firpo are all playing.
It's like a little reunion. But yeah, those places didn't work for Leeds, did it? It was just absolutely shocking.
I don't think it was ultimately, Aaron. I don't think it was their fault potentially. I think it was the upheaval, the whole background, the board, sacking the manager. Jesse Marsh wasn't really. It was all a mess, and what they should have done. I mean, we can look back at ages and have a look and see and debate it till our faces are blue and we drop down dead. But Jesse Marsh at the end, when his reign comes to an end, you should have replaced him the next day. You were waiting a whole month. And then you've got Skubala in charge. If
you remember, though, George, we were linked with Slot, Ariel. We were linked with all these managers. They just couldn't get them over the line.
don't dilly dally and he's going to come. Oh, he wants an extra pack of biscuits. No, just bloody give him the job. He wants it. Great. That's it. You know what I mean?
There's only one man to blame in all this. There was
Giving
only one man, George, to blame on that, and it's like what Jimbo said. But it was Victor Orta. He was the downfall for that, and he needed to take full responsibility for that.
Yeah, it
and I
was
think he
poor,
has.
but
We all
just
know.
but just like why? And then messing about putting Javi Gracia in. I remember that game at Bournemouth, and you just thought, what the heck? We got beat like 5-1 or something, or 4-1 or something. And you're thinking, what's going on?
Yeah,
You know, Skubala is doing. I think he's hitting 100 games now for Lincoln.
He's doing all right, Lincoln.
Up towards the top, aren't they? So
they're doing all right. No Tanaka time this week, George, because I haven't done any homework on a Tanaka time, so we'll have to leave that. We'll park the bus on that feature for this week and bring it in next week on the international circuit, and the international football's back, which is boring. Right, George, let's get into this. Leeds take on Tottenham Hotspur at Elland Road on Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. I'm going to be there. I can't wait to be back down at Elland Road. I'm so looking forward to it. I've missed the last couple of games due to having children. So I'm really looking forward to be getting back down at Elland Road there, even in the midst of a storm. It's going to piss it down. Really bad.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's going to rain. The weather's going to play a part in this one. But
again, Leeds,
it is, but it's going to be really bad, apparently, according to Paul the weatherman. Let's get into it then, George. Leeds take on Spurs. How do you see this one going?
Paul, what's his name? He's Bradford fan, he'll be happy.
No, I tell you what, he's a Keithley lad, and he is a Bradford fan, but he's a Keithley lad. He used to go to my secondary school. There we go.
Yeah, but he's a Bradford City fan, and he'll be happy at the moment.
He is, yeah. Did they win today?
I don't know.
I always keep a little eye on Bradford City.
Playing Rotherham, weren't they? Yeah. Playing Rotherham, weren't they?
You tell me about Spurs, and I'll tell you if they won. No, they're losing 2-1. They won't happen.
Well, fair enough. They've had a good. They've had a good start.
There's still half an hour to go in that one, but
exactly, they'll probably end up getting a draw or something. But Tottenham, for me, Arron, Tottenham aren't as formidable as what people might make out. I know they do have the scary looking front line of Richarlison, Xavi Simons and Mohamed Kudus, but defensively, I think they can be got at. Jed Spence, we know, has had a good season last year, had a good start to this season, but he can be got at defensively. I think Pedro Porro also on the other side. I don't think defensively that they are that strong, and I do think if we get the balls in the box and get amongst them, particularly with the home crowd, Elland Road, everybody is already a little bit scared of it, I believe. And they're always hamming on about this record. It scares me, this record, because we know eventually it's going to come to a finish. And but ultimately, I don't think this will be the game that we lose that record. I think we're going to get something from it, and I actually think we're going to win. I think, I think I'm going to go with 2-1 Leeds. I think we're going to win. Backs the wall kind of thing. Once we get a couple of, but the thing is, I think, like I said, Spurs. I know you talk about Thomas Frank, but he's just a man, and at the end of the day,
he's a man.
He's not playing the game, is he himself? And
I just think, do you know, Thomas Frank? He's one of those managers where you love him or hate him. I'd love to see him at Leeds eventually. He's very data driven, isn't he, Thomas Frank? And I think he's a great coach. And he did actually, when we were up against Bournemouth, he worked wonders down there, and he deserves a shot at a big team. So I actually do quite like him as a manager, and I think he would be a great fit at Leeds eventually. Not now, a couple of years maybe. Because I can't see him lasting at Spurs, because they'll want trophies and things, and the way they sacked Postecoglou last year and the end of that mess. But he deserves a shot at it. But I think with Frank, when you look at his teams, they're a well-oiled machine, Thomas Frank teams. They're very, very difficult to beat. I know when we played Brentford in the past, very, very difficult to break down. Yeah. and that's what you get with the Thomas Frank side. You know, the well-oiled machine. I'd love to see Leeds win, but I can't see this one. I think for me, George, I can see a Spurs 2-0 win here, if I'm being honest. It'll be very if Leeds do get something from this, they need to score first. It's imperative. We can't be chasing the game against a Spurs side with that front three.
No, but I think, like I said, defensively, I think they can be got. Even to Richard, Richard, I'm still here, mate. Don't worry. I will continue with videos going into the future. I am still here. And it's good evening. It's good to see you, man. And 3-1 wins, Richard says. And he says, just think we can get a result at home. And
here comes the hatred. No, Ellie says, no, don't jinx us. And Richard says, bog off, Aaron. We will win easy. I want us to win, Richard. I really do. I do. But I just feel the quality which Spurs have got might just be a little bit too much for us.
No, I disagree completely. I think, they have good quality, but I think we're resilient. At home, we're a bit of a force.
I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I'm not one of these who go, yeah, we're going to win 10-0 like my friend to my left-hand side always says. I'm just being realistic.
Yeah, no, but I don't think. Well, there you go. I mean, I say I don't think 2-0.
I'm not going to say I don't think we'll get hammered. I don't think we'll get absolutely hammered like Arsenal.
I think we've got the capacity to win this game. I do believe we've got the capacity to win this game, and they do have quality, like the front three, even in the midfield. Paulina, Bergval. Archie might have a good game if he comes on. I'm sure he will play some part of it, but ultimately, I just think we've got enough to win this game at home.
We do, but if you look at the games, and this is a criticism of Leeds so far this season, they've created so many chances and they haven't seized them. That's the issue which Leeds have, and I think they will get there. They will get there eventually. They've created lots of chances and they haven't seized them. That's the issue which I feel that I'm having with Leeds at the moment. That's why I think Leeds will unfortunately lose this one.
Well, of course, they haven't taken the chance.
But when you're coming up against a really good quality side like Tottenham Hotspur, you need to be taking these chances. There's no excuses. If you've got a free header, you've got to be making the goalkeeper save it. If you're getting opportunities to score, you've got to take them. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, we can't be putting these in the side, the side netting or anything now. You've got to be putting these in the back of the net now. It's the same for Okafor. He's got to be doing it. Brendan Aronson, he's had a good last couple of games, been brilliant, but you've got to be making the goalkeeper work now. And when you create these chances, you've got to seize them and take them.
Absolutely, I agree. But
I'm sure Colin says bollocks. I'm sorry, but you've got to. When you're up against a quality opponent in Spurs, and I'm giving them a lot of respect there because I think they're a good team. Last year they finished 17th. I know they were shocking in the league last year.
I think they're you're giving them a lot of credit there for no good reason.
They won the Europa League, George.
So
that's what they focused on last year.
They nearly got relegated. If the other teams weren't support, they'd have been relegated. They're not a good side, Aaron, really. Like, they've got individually good players, I believe. But that can, when they do click, you've got a problem on your hands. But it's not consistent, and that's their issue. And for me, this is more than a winnable game for Leeds on Saturday. If it was, top of the table Liverpool or whoever coming to town, you'd think, actually, no, we don't have much of a chance. But at home, you give it the big and you say we can beat these, and I think we can.
And that's where your home form is so important. And the home form what Leeds have got is very, very good. But what I'm trying to say is that when you're coming up a good opponent in Spurs, it's a different step up than Bournemouth. Let's be honest. Bournemouth was a tricky game. This is the next level up. Richard says there, Spurs are better away. They probably are.
They probably are, Richard. Yeah, I think. But, there's a bit of pressure at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, isn't there? It's a massive stadium and, I don't know. Maybe they do feel the pressure there, but I think...
Yeah. So you're going 2-1. Who's going to score then, George? For Leeds?
I think it's a good question. I think I'm going to say Calvert-Lewin and Okafor. I think Okafor might get one, and it's just.
See, I'm yet to be sold on Okafor, George. I really am. He
Yeah.
doesn't do it for me at the moment. He's got to learn his trade. I think a little bit more. He needs a bit more time, I think, but I've not been amazed by him.
Would you think Harrison might be given a go?
You know what? I when Harrison's come onto the pitch, George, I know you look at what happened in the past with him, but when he's come on, he's done the job, and he's done the job really well for Leeds United.
Yeah, well, I think he has, and I don't think it matters so much the past again.
But I think But when you look at Okafor and Harrison, I feel for me when Harrison comes, obviously that's not the same amount of game time as Okafor, but when he comes on, he's got that little bit of quality.
No, he has, and Harrison to me, Aaron looks hungry.
Yeah, he does. He looks up for it.
He does look up for it. He looks hungry. He looks like he wants to. He does. He looks like he wants to do something, and he looks like he's desperate to get that goal, to get that, to ultimately get all of the fans back on side. Because I think a lot of them
he will get it. He will get it. Hey, he might start on Saturday with that one, but. Yes, you're going 2-1 and you're going Okafor and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Don't forget as well, if you want to put your comments in, give us your predictions, everybody, what you think is going to happen in this one. Get your score predictions in, who's going to score. We'll put them on the screen. We need more dark arts. Get Richarlison sent off. Yeah, that would be quite good. I think he'll score against us, Richard, if I'm being honest. I think he'll score a brace. I think he'll be up for it. Richarlison. Jelly Leg 7 says Colin, but yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Richarlison to score a brace for
now,
us.
One jinx him. Richarlison has never scored against Leeds in I think 6 outings
really
against Leeds. So
well, that'll be broken at the weekend. There's no doubt about it. In front of TNT Sports, which is just ridiculous. TNT Sports. Who are they?
TNT Sports going to blow up. Woo!
Yes, so that's that one. So George, let's hopefully get a result at the weekend because we need to get one. We need a result because the international break is upon us, and we hate the international break because it's not very good. It's boring. Nobody likes watching England and international football. Richard says 3-1 Leeds. Like your optimism, Richard. We hope that comes in. Don't forget as well, for you who are watching, please do give us a like and subscribe. You can listen to the podcasts up there. George, we've got a QR code now. So if you're watching on your telly, get your phone out, scan that, and you can subscribe to all your podcast providers, Apple, Spotify, or whatever it is, and it gets you straight there, which is quite good. Ellie says 2-1 Leeds, like you, George. Good evening to you, Ellie. Hope, yes, that comes in. That would be good. George is with Colin says, I'm with George 2-1. Hope you're right, Colin. I'll see you there on Saturday. Right, George, tell us what's coming up on your channels. Wrap things up.
Well, there'll be Toy Brazil Ball tomorrow, and we're doing it. The Brazilian football keeps going on and on and on. It's coming towards the end. So a bit of a crescendo there with me and my brother James are going to be speaking about it tomorrow. On my the Peacock channel, I will be getting back on to hopefully this week doing a live show, just tampering with the format of my YouTube channel just now. So coming up with different ideas and things, and just trying to get out with some new content eventually. And then I'm doing a bit more writing on if anybody wants to go and read my preview on this game, it's up on the website Vavel. So go and have a look at that. I'm doing a little bit of writing.
There we go. If you want to see a bit more George and a bit of reading, you can do. Thank you, Danny Tortsley. Do please smash a like and subscribe. It really does help us. So please do. We really appreciate it. We want to go up to 500 on these little channel on YouTube. If we could, that'd be amazing. That's what we really want, don't we, George? We want 500, the big 5-0.
Well, 500 for Christmas,
500 for Christmas would be amazing. So please do. George used to say 10-0 all the time. So you must have doubts. There you go. He used to do. It doesn't say much more. It's normally 10-0 hammerings, which he predicts.
Yeah, nearly have 10 never come in.
No.
So,
if you watch the women's football, I think it won on the women's football did a few years ago.
Did it? Well, it nearly came in for us last year, didn't it?
I'll shout you out, man, when I got. Yeah, please do, Danny. Please do give us a shout out if you do that. We'd love that. And we'll get you on if you do that. Give us a shout out and help us get to 500. We'll get you on the show. Why? How about that? Don't forget, me and Jerry will be back as well for Match Reaction on Sunday. I had to think what day it was then. We'll be back on Sunday with a Match Reaction and that one. And then me and George will be back after he's had his Bible studies. Next week we'll be back recapping all of the stuff, and George will tell us all about the New Testament and the story of David. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we will see you soon. George, we're expecting a nice debrief of Noah's Ark next week.
Together, you'll get that. Have a good one. Let's go and win the game on Saturday. Come on.